And I got way too many feels, way too much emotion, I don't even know what's real. I don't need to get along with your best friend, even better with your family.
What's up, friends, and welcome to today's video. Today we're keeping it casual, okay? I didn't put on a fancy sweater, I just got my Sherpa on because it's like 4 degrees here, okay? I walked outside with wet hair this morning and it froze within 10 seconds, so figured we would keep things casual today. But obviously we're going to be talking about free meals or cheat meals, and I just want to start off by saying I don't call them cheat meals because that's negative language, right? Like, I don't ever want anybody to be in the mindset that they are cheating on something, because that creates this idea that if you're gonna have a cheat meal, then like you have to go hard and like binge, and that's not the point of a free meal. The point of a free meal is to enjoy the time, the people, the food, without, you know, throwing things off too much or feeling like it's this window of opportunity where you have to just eat as much as you can because you're allowed to in that little moment, you know what I mean? And there's definitely a way to approach free meals, which I am going to talk about today, so let's do it. Okay, tip number 1 is center your free meal around protein. This is going to be good because obviously your body uses protein to build and maintain muscle, and if you are watching this, I'm assuming you are someone who is in the fitness space and wants to build muscle, okay? Protein also helps shuttle carbs into your muscle cells, so that will be helpful because most free meals are very carb dense and very fat dense, and not very protein dense. So let's make the most of those calories by sticking some protein in there and reaping the benefits, okay? Tip number 2, ideally you're gonna place this meal pre or post workout. This is going to allow for maximum nutrient absorption. You know, if you eat it pre-workout, you're gonna have like a lot of fuel, a lot of calories, you're gonna feel super strong, have a great workout, and you're gonna put those calories to good use, right? If you eat it post-workout, it's gonna jumpstart the recovery process because you're gonna have all this extra food, which means increased recovery capacity, which is awesome because you're not gonna be sore as long and you're going to start building new muscle faster than you would otherwise. Tip number 3. Drink your water on your free meal days, okay? This is just going to be good, obviously, for overall health, but to keep things moving and grooving, if you know what I'm saying. And it'll just help with water retention and bloating. So yeah, that's just something to consider on your free meal days, along with other days, obviously, because you don't want to end up bloated and miserable, right? Tip number 4. Consider the quality and the quantity of food you are taking in. Like I mentioned earlier, do not use a free meal as an excuse to go ham or like a ticket to just go binge eat, okay? Because calories add up, obviously. Our bodies can only metabolize so much and turn that into muscle or excrete it before we start storing those as fat, right? So not only the quantity of food, but think about the quality of food. If you are going and finding the most calorically dense, like calorie bomb meal that you can, it's probably going to be fried, it's probably not going to be that healthy, probably not going to have a lot of micronutrients, and again, very carb heavy, very fat heavy. You need to keep in mind kind of how your body responds to certain foods, and like, yeah, it's a free meal, so you can have whatever you want, okay? But think about the big picture, you know, how you're gonna feel for the rest of the day and overnight and into tomorrow, maybe even the next day, depending what you eat. Just be mindful of that because, again, we don't want to end up bloated and miserable. Tip number 5, final tip, is how to structure the rest of your day when it is a free meal day. So, personally, what I do is I take my total macros for the day and I divide that by the number of meals I'm going to have. I usually eat 5 times in a day. So I'm going to take my protein divided by 5, I'm going to take my carbs divided by 5, and I'm going to take my fats and divide it by 5. So then you know how many macros are in each meal if you split them up evenly, which you don't have to do. But it is recommended, okay, for maximum, you know, digestion and nutrient uptake and all of that. But if your carbs and proteins and fats are not perfectly spaced out, don't freak out about it, okay? So now we're at the point where we have our 5 meals with equal macros. Then what you're gonna do is just pull one of those out and hit the remaining macros for the rest of the day. So those other 4 meals. And the thing is, if you have your free meal in the middle of the day, so you're still trying to hit, you'll have like, you know, your normal meals, free meal, and then you're still trying to hit those special numbers that we just calculated, don't force feed yourself carbs and fats if you are very full from the free meal. Just focus on protein, because obviously, you know, you are probably going over your calories for the day, which is totally fine. That allows us to enjoy life, right? So that would be my last caveat, is don't force feed yourself if you're full. And again, another tip I have in terms of like not seeing this as an opportunity to binge is your free meal needs to be like a sit down, one event, like enjoy the people, enjoy the time, enjoy the food, and you're done. Don't like have a huge breakfast and be like, oh, well, since it's free meal day, like that can just fit in my macros, and then I'll go eat like an asshole at my free meal. You know what I mean? I've been there. I used to abuse free meals. I was a total asshole, and it like didn't really pay off for me. Like, I did end up gaining body fat quicker than I would have had I just not been an asshole. Okay, so I'm here to tell you that I get it if you do struggle with your relationship with food. When that was happening to me, that was shortly after I competed, so my mind was a little fucked up about food, and I will link the video that I made about my relationship with food here. But yeah, those are my 5 tips for how to approach free meals. Obviously, let me know if you try it out. Let me know if you have questions, but I think it's just a nice method for those of us who thrive on structure, and it keeps you in line, you know what I'm saying? So I personally take 1 free meal a week, and that is because I am a competitor. I do have goals. When I was just like living my life before I had a coach, I would have free meals on like the weekends, like both days, you know what I mean? So that's just my take on it. Hopefully this was helpful. Let me know your feedback down below. I would love to hear it. And as you know, if you watched until now, I'm taking all my good vibes. I'm sending them your way. If you could give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell before you leave, that would be dope. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye.